Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Papers, Please Blind. Now, last time there was a terrorist attack at the border crossing, so I'm interested to see what kind of repercussions from my work that might have, but unfortunately my family won't be eating today because I want to save money in case of an emergency, and while they might resent me for it now, I hope that in the end it becomes, justified. Although that's perhaps not the best way to look at it, because if anything, you would probably want, no emergency to befall your family. But then again, if there is no emergency, then I've been starving them for nothing. So it's kind of, complicated. But I definitely want to have some money in reserve, just in case. By the way, I'm still in love with the music. It's such a simple theme, and it seems to loop. But even if in its simpleness, it's still very effective in evoking the proper atmosphere of the game. But enough talk. Let's go to sleep and go to work next day. So yeah, terrorist strikes. Kolechian agitators suspected. Obviously, that totally makes sense to blame, not only foreigners, but your closest neighbor. But then again, that doesn't even have to be propaganda, because obviously, if it was a local terrorist group, they would have no reason to attempt to cross the border from outside. So I guess in that alone, the state-mandated propaganda might actually be correct, in that it was a foreign-based terrorist. More guards, more security. Oh no, more scrutiny. Checkpoint lockdown. Yeah, so the last border guard, the one with the rifle, actually died in the attack, so I wonder if they are going to post more of them this time or something, because he wasn't too effective. Like, he took like 3 shots at the attacker and missed all of them, and then died to a thrown grenade, so definitely wasn't the best case of marksmanship I have seen in my life. But let's go to work. Yeah, yeah, they're really, amping it up here. With like 5 guards this time. 2 on this side of the border and 3 here. Entry for non-citizens is regulated. All foreigners require a valid entry ticket. Okay, so it's becoming more complicated. Not only passports now, but also entry tickets. Missing documents can be correlated by highlighting counter. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let's pull up the rulebook. All entrants must have a passport. All documents must be current. But foreigners, so non-Arstotzkans, also require an entry ticket, so that's something to remember. And it must be valid as well, so I have to check the date for 2 documents. Now, what did I want to... I wanted to say something. Ah, right, because I've got a message from one of the women last time, but I didn't check it, and unfortunately it seems it isn't here anymore, so that's a bit of a bummer. But, well, maybe she'll contact me again, although that wouldn't make much sense, because now that she is in the country, what purpose would she have to leave it again and then attempt to cross the border once more? So that might have been a missed opportunity on my part. But let's start. Okay, so this is valid and this is valid on this day, so I think it's okay. You can go in. You have no entry ticket and you're not an Arstotzkan, so kindly freak off. Blah blah blah. Okay, this seems to be correct. And I think... Oh. Okay, so that's indeed one of those messages. I guess it's an advertisement for a strip club or something. But I don't really have time to look at it. Blah, blah, blah. This seems to be valid. This as well, but you have non-matching photos, so go away. Heard about terrorist attack. You're lucky to have a job, blah blah blah. This seems to be valid. The photo is somewhat weird, but I think it should be matching. I wonder if that was a threat, actually. I've already been threatened like once. Okay, this is invalid, so... No entry for you! United Federation, blah blah blah, this is valid. The photo seems to be okay as well. So, you can go in. What? Papers, please. Glory to Arstotzka, the greatest country. But where is your passport? Come on. Arstotzka, so great. Passport not required. Well, I guess he was just a flavor character. Okay, import, blah blah blah. This seems to be okay. But it says here you're a female, and that doesn't look right to me, so go away. Kolechia, female, blah blah blah. And this is out of date, so no luck for you this time. Obristan, but you have no entry ticket, and you're a foreigner, so no entry for you either. United Federation, this is right. Seems to be okay. What? Man, those issuing cities are going to kill me. And this is okay. Blah blah blah. The photo is weird. Yeah. The picture is different. I don't know what to say. It is me. Well, I don't care. Doesn't look like you. Female. Is it though? Yeah, I don't care about that either. Neither does my state, so... Republia, this is correct, but it's out of date, so go away. Okay, the entry ticket is issued for a wrong date. No entry ticket for you, so go away. Okay, this seems to be correct. What the? Okay, I've got a monetary penalty this time. Nope. My country doesn't care for that. Okay, so a couple of things to comment about here. Now, one thing is that I've got a monetary penalty for making too many mistakes, and it was all those wrong issuing cities, so that's definitely worrying for me in the long run, because, as I said, it seems to be far too complicated to flip through the rulebook every time to check the issuing cities, and it might have actually taken a longer time if I did that. So maybe I just have to take those penalties like a champ, provided they don't stack throughout all the game, because if they do, what I mean is, I think if they, because I think I got like 3 of them, and the first 2 were didn't carry a monetary penalty, only a written warning. So I wonder if they reset every day, or if I make too many mistakes on a certain day, it sort of carries over to the next day, because if it does, then it might be actually a better idea to finally look into the rulebook. But if it doesn't carry over, then it's probably just better to take those penalties than to spend all the time flipping through the rulebook to find all of the issuing cities. Also, apparently the message from the woman was just an advertisement for a strip club or something, so presumably only like piece of flavor. There was also this guy who said I should lose my job for allowing the terrorist attack to happen, so that's the second sort of vague threat I've gotten so far, and it's only day 3. There was also this really funny guy who attempted to cross the border without the passport, and when asked why he doesn't have a passport, he said something like, Arstotzka is so great that you don't need a passport, right? So I wonder what's up with him. Now apparently my son is sick, so I'll definitely give him medicine. And it's probably unwise to deny him heating at the time of him being sick. So I think it's going to be one of those holiday, days, a special festive occasion at which we all get to eat and we get to have heating, because I definitely don't want him to die out of my neglect. And I still have a pretty substantial amount of money left, so I think, enjoy yourself while you can, and I also think I should be able to put one more day in this episode, so let's go to sleep. Black market activity, government blames lax immigration controls. Okay, so probably some more restrictions this time. Checkpoint expansion postponed. Now, actually, I already was a little bit maybe not overwhelmed, but the amount of information is definitely starting to pile up. You have the date on the passport, the issuing city, the photos must match, but you've also got the entry ticket now, and you've got to check the date on that as well. So, and it's only like the beginning of the game, it's like literally the third day, so it's definitely going to get more complicated than that, and I'm a little bit worried about that because I'm definitely not a good person at multitasking, and I tend to get confused quite easily, so but I guess it's kind of the point of the game, you know, to convey not only the monotony of this kind of bureaucratic work, but also the amount of details you have to care about, and also I guess in a way also the oppressive nature of the government, because you're surveilled at all time, and every mistake you do is pointed out and corrected, which I guess in a way is also interesting. You know, when you think about it, it doesn't make much sense, because if the Ministry of Admission has so tight a control over my workplace to notice any of my mistakes literally seconds after I make it, you'd think they would be able to correct it themselves, and they would be much more efficient at running the checkpoint themselves rather than ordering me to do it. So I guess in a way it might actually be a test for me, like it's literally a test of loyalty for my character to see how well does he do his job as part of the government. So that's definitely something to think about, and I wonder if it's going to be elaborated upon later in the game, but for now I think that's enough talking, so let's go to work. Yeah, I can see they are still packing all of those guards. Stricter requirements have been instituted. Arstotzkan citizens must also show their ID card, entry permit. Oh, entry tickets are no longer sufficient. So those are two different things, and I can bet they are going to try to confuse me with this. Like somebody is going to present an entry ticket, and I'll accept them in a hurry, and then they are going to say, oh, but it's a mistake because, comrade, the entry tickets are no longer valid, you need to have an entry permit, and that's a totally different thing. New chapter has been added to the rulebook. Check all the denial applicants. Okay, glory to Arstotzka. Let's check the rulebook then. All entrants must have a password, so that's the same. All documents current. Arstotzkan citizens must have an ID card. Foreigners, entry permit, but not an entry ticket. And apparently there's a section about documents. Oh man, and the ID card also has issuing districts, I guess. So, or like residence districts. So I can bet they're going to penalize me for not recognizing those, but there's no way I'm going to remember all of those. So I guess okay, so an entry permit is like a big one with the seals. Must have a seal. Okay, it's the same as this one, although I guess it can also be this one, which is different, which is already kind of confusing. But it's definitely distinct from the entry ticket, because the ticket was a small thing, and this is like a full page. Oh man, it's only day 3 and I'm already getting slowly overwhelmed by all of this. But let's give it a try. Okay, enter by. That's actually invalid, I think, because it's a wrong. The date is in the past, so go away. I guess I misunderstood that. You don't have the ID, so... Entry ticket, blah blah blah. Okay, but the entry tickets are no longer valid, so... Yeah, ticket is not enough anymore. Get a permit, bullshit. I paid good money for the ticket. So somebody tried to enter on a contraband documents and they purchased the wrong one. Move, so immigrate. Oh man, so that's even more information than I enter by. So, okay, I think I get it now. I think this is right. Man, that's a lot of information. Oh, for fuck's sake. Happy the border opened. Visit my son, blah blah, duration of stay, 6 months. Okay, so this is correct. This seems to be a visit, visiting her son. Okay, so I think this is right. Oh, okay, definitely visiting relatives, duration of stay, 8 weeks, so 2 months. This is visiting relatives, so this is right. I definitely need to start paying more attention because enter by, but you can't enter yet because this is in the future, if I understand it correctly, which unfortunately I've demonstrated that I don't really, but I didn't get a citation this time. So purpose of your trip, visiting, so this is right. Duration of stay, few months, I guess. Enter by, you can't enter yet, so coming back later. Oh man, that's this guy again. What the? I have a passport and it's like a Arstotzka still the best country. It's like a hand-drawn passport, pre-approved. Apparently his name is Yori Kostava. I guess I can stamp it for him. Unfortunately, your forgery is not good enough. Kobrastan is not a real country. I didn't even see that. Come again later with a better one. So I wonder if this guy is like a running gag throughout the game or something. I'm definitely already entertained. So Lior, blah blah blah. Date of birth, sex. This is right. I think it's okay. Purpose of your trip, coming to live with my wife, but you have no entry permit, so tough luck, I guess, being you. Arstotzka, female, Halar, blah blah blah, this is right. This is right as well. I think this should be correct. Purpose of your trip, visiting France, so that's right. Duration of stay, 12 weeks, 3 months, this is right as well. But this is in the future, so you can't enter yet. He doesn't have a... He doesn't have... Can I stamp this? Because he doesn't have a passport. Denied. Oh, I guess I need to... Oh, so he just forgot to present it and then wasted my time. I didn't take a look if his statement was correct here, so I guess I'll have to go on a limb. Why not? I can go in. Okay, I guess I was right because I didn't get a citation. Purpose of your trip, visit, duration of stay, few weeks. Okay, I guess 1 month is few weeks. Enter by. So this is correct. This seems to be correct as well. I think you're okay to enter. Oh, apparently not, damn it. Purpose of your trip, visiting. Remain for a few months, so this is correct as well. Entrance in the future though, so no luck for you this time. Oh damn it. Nah, I got a little distracted there and forgot to click on the megaphone, which is a pity because it would allow me to process at least one more person. Yeah, so a couple of things to talk about here, and the number of mistakes I'm beginning to make. I definitely try to do things far too fast, just for efficiency's sake, and I'm missing a lot of information, like expiration dates or something. So that's a constant debate I'm having with myself, whether spending all the time on meticulously checking every information is going to be worth the money, because, like, yeah, right, I lost 10 credits here, but on the other hand, I'm not sure, I'm not sure how much of an impact would it have on the number of people I've processed if I spent too much time processing each one. So I think it might still in the end balance out positively for me to just try and process the people as fast as I can. But it's definitely a debate I can see going either way. Now, again, I'm slowly getting kind of overwhelmed by all this, and it's only the beginning of the game, so I can imagine it's going to get more and more complicated. And as I said, I'm totally not good at this kind of thing. I'm not good at multitasking and at doing things very quickly. So that might not be the best game for me in the gameplay regard, but I definitely enjoy the atmosphere, and I enjoy the very idea of this game. I think it's very creative, and I definitely applaud the creator for doing this, because it's pretty much a perfect indie game, because it is done by a single person, but it is done, and it is very simple in its execution, but it is done in a way that really, it's more of an experience than it is a game, if that makes any sense. Apparently the rent has gone up, so it's good that I've been saving. I think it's almost doubled. It's good that I've been saving money, and everyone is okay. My son is no longer sick, so I think that might be a decent moment to cut off the food supply for a day, just to save some more money. But that is also a decent place to end the episode. So I'll end it here. See you in the next one. Bye, and glory to Arstotzka.